Okay. So this is the part two of the video series in which I'm going to be creating a task manager application. Okay. So like I said in the previous video, the front end has already been created has been already created. So all I have to do is create the backend, the API that will serve the page, and then I will like make the app a working application. So just to recap what in last video, I showed you the types of routes that we have in this application. For example, we have the get route, which is like which allows us to like see the tasks that we have here, and then we have another route, which is the post route, which allows us to like create um, new tasks. So in this case, now if I type in wash dishes and then I click enter or submit, it's going to be added into the list of tasks that I have. Total strings. And then we also have the route that allows us to get a single task. So if I click on this edit icon here, it's going to pop up just a single task for me. Okay, and then that's the third route. And then the fourth route is the edit route, which allows us to make changes to a particular task. So say for example, I want to change this to let's say um, clean the house, no, clean the room, okay, clean the room, and then I want to say the task is already completed, so I can click on this uh, checkbox, and then click on edit. So that means the success edited task, and then I can go back to the tasks main page. So that route there is actually the update actually the update task route, which allows us to like edit our task and make changes to our task. So let me go back here, and then the final. So as you can see here now, after I made the edits, that is cancelled out this task, and then it provided this check mark beside it, which indicate that the task is completed. It has been edited and is completed. And then the last route that this app has is the delete route, which allows us to like, delete a particular task from our task manager. So if I click on this trash icon here, it's going to get rid of the that particular task, and also it's going to get rid of it. It's going to get rid on the database, and also as well as the interface here. So what I'm going to be doing, so actually this is actually the completed app. So this is the one we're actually looking at right now. So what I'm actually going to be doing in this video now is I'm going to be creating um the those routes basically. I'm going to be creating those routes basically, and it's not like I'm working on them fully, but I'll just like the basic I'll just be creating them, and then later on the other videos we're going to be working on them fully. So what I'm going to do now is go back here. And last video I told you I already created some of these folders we're working on. So you can create them yourselves, controllers, blah blah. That's it. Let me just zoom in. So what I'm going to be doing now, I will go to route here, and then I have this file here that I already called task.js. Okay, so this is where I'm going to like enter, or I'm going to like write all the code for my route. So because if I decide to write it inside my app.js, what will end up happening is later on when I have more code and more code and more code, this whole application is going to be very long, and if something is wrong with my application, it's very hard for me to figure out where the problem is, because I have hundreds lines of code, and then to be digging into those lines will be very tedious and very stressful. So that is why I'm going to be creating separate files inside a separate folder called routes for my route code. So I'm just going to start here, and I'm going to import Express first of all. I'm going to export the Express library first, so it's going to be required Express. Okay. And then I'm going to say const router, and then express dot router this. Okay. Just before we get anything, I would like to export this router because I usually forget to do that. So it's going to be well. And before we move on, also I would like to import it into my app.js because, like I said, because as you already know, this app.js is the entry point for my application. Okay, so I'm going to import. So I'm going to be naming these tags. Okay, that's the naming convention. So tags equals to require. Then I have to go into the route, um, into the route folder and then tags. Okay, so that's all for that. And then inside this place, I'm going to be creating my route. So as you can see here, we have and also as I explained before, we have 5 routes I'm going to be creating. Okay, the get single task, get all item and tasks, create task, update task, and then delete task. So let's get started. So this is going to be something. And actually, I can router.get, then the path I want, and then I will say rec res, and then this is going to be then just since this is just like basic what I'm going to say res.send. Okay, this is not the actual code I'm going to write on this board, just to test out our route for now, and then later on we actually write the correct implementation. So I'm just going to say res.send. So maybe get all tags. Okay. And right now, if I go to my browser, it's this one. It won't actually work. So let me show you. It won't. I will not see anything. It won't actually. Okay, let me just leave it. It won't actually work. What else we can do? It still be the same thing. So what I need to do now is I need to create a route for that particular function. My app. Um, let me come and use it. Let me just leave. So what I'm going to do. So since it is a middleware, so that's going to be app.use, and then I'm going to supply the routes that yeah, the route for the function. So that's going to be, and as well it's going to be API slash v1 slash tags. So API slash v1 slash tags, and then I will apply. Okay, this should be a string. Okay, comma tags. So the tags route. So if I actually go to this section of my website, I should be able to see uh, gets all items. So it's going to be API. So no, it's not working. Okay, set the um I'm coming. Okay, so I was actually not able to figure out why this was not showing before, but now it is showing. So let's continue. So okay, so this is actually one way to create the route. In which case I can also say route dot post blah blah blah. Then I'll create the function for posts, and then um for get a single task or patch to update the task, and also for delete to update delete the task. And that's actually a long method. Um, the second method I like to use is router.route, which allows me to like chain my my routes. So this is going to be router.route and then provide the path. So this path here is going to this slash here is going to match what is being provided here. Everything that is being provided here. So and then I will chain get to it and I will say it you still can get res rec and then it's going to see something also res dot send get all items. So you can see the effect. So if I come here and start, I should still get the same thing. So that's it. It works. Yeah. So um I can also so you know so I can decide to like create all the route code inside this particular file also, but that's the same thing for app.js. Later on, this file is going to contain a lot more code, and then it's going to run into hundreds, like yeah, a number of lines of code. So what we like to do is we want to like separate the function for the router into a separate file, and then we import it into this this router file. This is what I mean. So I'm just going to go to controllers and then create this stacks.js. Although I already have created it, so I'm going to create every function for all the routes. So in this case, forget all tags. So this is going to be equals to rec yes commandos. Then see the same thing. So I just say no. Where's that send? Where's that send? So I'm just going to get all items. Okay. Then what I can do here is say module export, and then since I will also be exporting other function, so I'll just export it as an object. So it's going to be get all text, and then I'll come back to my route and then I'll import it. I'll destructure it also. Get all text equals to require, and then I have to go to levels up and level up and then controllers and then text. So I can get rid of this function right here, then just enter get all text. So now if I go back to my browser, I should still have the same thing. So reload, see the same thing. So as you can see, this is actually a much neater way. I mean, this is a better way of writing the code. So I'm just going to do the same thing for my posts and the other one too. I'm just going to say const create task. Let's create our task and then work on this again. This is going to be rest dot send. Okay, we're going to say create task. Okay, and then just to save time, I'm going to copy this, paste, paste, paste. Okay, this one will be to like get a single task. So you don't get task again. I'll come and say get a single task. This one will be to update our task. So update task. Okay, so this is going to be update task. And then finally this one is going to be delete task. So delete star task, and then I can export every one of these functions like this. Do this and then get no get update and then finally delete. So if I come to router here, I can import everything. get results, create the task, update the task, delete the task. And then if you actually notice, you see that the route for the get the URL for the get post and get route and post route are the same. So I can actually like change both of them here. So I'll just say dot post. This is going to be create task. Okay. Now for image 3 route, image get a single task route, patch, and then delete. And you also know that three of them are the same route. So what I'm just going to do here is, and oh, they have a single route. I mean, they have the same. They have the same URL, which I want something different from get and post is this ID. So what's going to happen is that when the user wants to perform any one of these actions, whether to get a single task, update the task, or delete the task, a parameter is going to be passed into the request. Okay, so this parameter that is going to pass into the request is going to be the ID of the task that the user wants to perform any of these three actions on. So that is why we have this slash colon ID at the back of the router. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to come and say route start dot route. I'm just going to say slash ID. Okay, like that. And then I say get task, and then I'll change update task. No. I'll change patch. Sorry, patch. The task. The task. So, and the thing is, if I go back to my browser now, we can only test two of these routes in the browser, and the two of those tags are just the get all tags route and the get a single tags route. So basically, that's what I'm doing here with this one. I'm waiting the route. I'm able to test the get route, get all tags route. Do you also want to see that one? I mean, the get a single route, so I can just put any ID here. So I can say, I can even say my name. So I can say Afiz. So I'm going to say get a single task. So how do you not text? How do you test the other routes that we have, like post, patch, and delete? So this is where we use a tool called Postman. So it's actually like an application that allows you to test our API. And it's actually important that we test our API before we start writing code because imagine if we've written a lot of code and then we found out that we have a little error in our code, a little bug in our code. I mean, it's going to be frustrating for us, like start debugging and find where the error is. So it's actually important that we test our API right now before we move forward. So, like I said, we can use Postman. So I have the app here. You can use Postman, or if you don't want to download anything, you can just download this little extension on VS Code, which is called Thunder Client. Okay, Thunder Client. Okay, and I just remember one thing. Since we're also going to be um, sending JSON from our application, and also be trying to access um, JSON in our route. It's actually important that we use a built-in middleware in Express that allows us to like serve JSON. And I think in the previous video, I wrote it was in the file before, but I think I did it. So this built-in middleware is called app.use express.json. Okay, so that allows you to like send JSON and also access it in our route. So back to what I was saying, we want to test our route. So all I have to do is just download this extension Thunder Client on VS Code, and then we can test um, our API. And since we're going to be working with this API much more, I've created a collection here. I created it few, uh, some days back, and then you can create this collection here. You can just work on it. So how to create the collection is very simple. Click on click on new request, and then once you input the URL of the of the API of the route. You can then come back here and say save the collection, and then you go through the process and save the collection. So since I already have the collection saved, all I have to do now is just come in. So we are click on sync now. The response I have is get all task. Okay, I think okay. Let me get all task. That was great. So for the posts, let's see posts. Okay, I'm actually creating something good. So for a post, basically, you're going to be sending JSON. So you're going to just say no testing, testing one, testing. Okay, they are testing one. So completed 4. So create task. Okay, what do I actually want to see? This thing that I just created. I want to see it in my response. What I have to do is go to controllers and then change this to JSON. Get rid of this and then say rec that body. Okay, then come back here and do this. So there we have it. Have it shown there. And then for the get a single task, you can do the same thing. You get to this. So I can just say Hafiz there. You can see get a single task. And then for the remaining 2 routes, which is patch update task, so it's going to be so for the count patch. Okay, I need to provide an ID, so this is going to be so update task. Then we have it. Okay, what if I actually want to access this ID? I don't pass into the I can do that's not simple because I just have to kind of change this one to JSON as well. Get rid of this. Okay. I'll say rec. So since because like that, I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm making sense because this Hafiz is like is a parameter. So it's actually going to be in the parameter object. Okay. And the thing is, if I'm new to Node.js, it's actually very important when you actually like take a crash course or something, or take a course before you can understand so this thing I'm doing it. So rec dot params dot id. So like so you can understand I should see these slightly. So okay, okay, okay. So not wrong. Yeah. I didn't have to put curly braces around it. So for the final route, which is delete, so that one too requires so you get to see. So our route are working perfectly. Are working perfectly well. So for now, that'll be the end of this video. So just a recap of what we did in this video. I'm going to it now. This is also for you. Also a recap of what we did in this video. We basically created a simple route for our project, our task manager project. Create simple route for our project, and then we're able to separate the function of the routes into a separate file here, and then we're importing them into this our route file. So and then after we did that, we also like tested out our route just to make sure that they're working before moving further, and also try to serve our JSON using the built-in middleware in Express. So that's what we did for this video, and next video we're going to continue inshallah. So thank you and bye.